Alrighty, let's see if I can show you. Took the spark plug out so I can turn this over a little bit better. Still have the pedal on the one side here, and let's see if I. Alright, here we go. Still got some compression. Pretty close. See? It's got still just a little, just a few things that are clunking up on it here. So we're got that all straightened out. Had to put some shims up here to move this, to pivot this. This motor had to be pivoted back that way. And then to get the chain lined up, I had to, up here, I had two boards like this, so I put a piece of trim board which took out probably about a couple eighths of an inch to pitch it back some so that I can get this space right here. This is the space I'm looking for right there. So it's lined up there, and the space is about the same there. I still have to take this off. There's some Allen screws back in there. Let's see, it should be coming up around here. There's an Allen screw there, and then there's another one that's got keyed. Those have to be Loctited. The metric Allen wrench I have is wobbly. It's loose in that inside the bore there for the Allen wrench. It's very loose. So I'm gonna have to find out what the next size bigger is and buy one, and so I can tighten those up. Plus I have to find my Loctite or buy some, and then I have to take that nut off at the bottom, Loctite that, and then the wherever the little piece here where I jointed together, it's here somewhere. I have to look on the back side, but I have to make sure I hook that up right. It has to be facing, I think the loop, the open end has to face towards the back of the rotation. I'll have to look that up, how that link, the chain link goes. Then after that I'll just torque it all down and make sure I'm where I'm at and lock nut it, and then start working on. I'm gonna have to take the exhaust. That's another thing. The exhaust, I think I'm gonna have to go up over the front and maybe put a downpipe on it, and then I'll just start working on the throttle cable. So throttle cable and the gas tank probably are my next two things after I finish with this. So hopefully, maybe by next weekend, maybe I might have this thing running. So this is kind of the part three. Part three. Hello. Well, it's looking good. It's taken me 4 hours of finagling around, and I'll show you what I did. Well, I had the Loctite down here on the bolt for the lower sprocket, and then I had to Loctite the screws back behind here. You can see one right there. There's two of those. Allen wrench. I found the right size Allen wrench for it. I had to pull all this off. This grip deal, the brake deal to slide this on. This is the throttle. And I have a working throttle. Look at that. Crazy. Had to do a lot of bending and off and on, off and on, off and on, just to get that thing to fit. I'm going to mount the gas tank. I had an epiphany. I'm going to mount the gas tank right up here. There's a little Put a little X there. I'm gonna put it into where's the hole? Right there. That hole right there. It's gonna mount there and then go right into the. You can see it. It's right next to where that. And that should hold there with one. I'm gonna use a locking nut on that. And then I have to get another piece of exhaust because I decided to run the exhaust over the top. So I'm going to have to run something out here and maybe down. Run something up here the side so I can plug my on and off switch here. And then this here is the this little one here is the primer. This is the primer bulb right here. Prime it up with that. And then I have the shield right down there. And that shield should go around the chain. Alright. Easy, huh? I'm done. I'm done for the day. Yeah. Made big strides today. You know, I was just getting that motor mounted and getting that chain lined up. That was the time consuming. I'm not saying it's not time consuming trying to figure out how to do this throttle deal. Just trying to get the spring so the thing won't stick full throttle, and it's got a return spring, plus this little lever's got a little return to it too, so it should help that shut off. And I want the shut off switch right up there where I can grab it right away. So, alright, looking good. Hello YouTubers. Here it is Sunday evening. Did some work on it today. Pretty much rained most of the day. Started to get nicer in the afternoon, but I needed to do some welding on this out in the yard, and I'm not going to do that in the wet. So I did as much as I could today, and we'll have to put gas in it and do the rest of it later. So I was able to run a piece of steel up here and get the switch, the on-off switch. There's the primer. This is the primer bulb here. Pull that back a little bit. Focus. That's the primer. I got the gas tank all up. I put a shut off on the gas tank. Hopefully this doesn't leak. This hose is a little bit hard, so I'm going to put a little gas in there and see if it starts to leak. If not, I might end up having to replace all this hose. We'll see. Put the exhaust together. Right here in the pipe I had to cut slits into it to kind of pound on the anvil of the vise a little bit to get it to fit in there, so I'm going to have to weld these holes up. Put a little tack on here to hold it in place, and then when I slide this on here, I'm going to have to get this positioned, and I'm going to tack weld it here. So I need to tack weld that. So the cover's on. Hopefully it doesn't make any noise. That kind of keeps the chain away from my body parts. So guess just get some gas in it, and we should be able to fire it up. So tomorrow, the next day, I'll get this thing all fired up and I'll slap on the camera and go for a spin. I have a little camera that I need to see about using again. It's kind of like one of those GoPros, but it's a different brand. And I don't know if I'll put it on my hat or whatever, but before we take this thing out for a spin, hopefully it makes it farther than 5 or 6 feet before something breaks. see it all, did I? Okay. Back it up. Back it up. There's some boogers there. And there's some boogers there. Should hold it in place. Everything's on. Alright. Mixing up the 2-cycle a little bit more. Should be pretty well mixed up. That should be enough for a test run. Let's open up the... Okay, opened up the pit cock. Let's gas run into it. We're going to start it up against the wall, just in case it wants to go somewhere. All right, keys on. Primer. I'm dripping. Oop, choke. Come on, baby. That's off. Alright, get a spark. Gas. I think there's enough gas in there. A little sugar. Start putting it in there. I really licked it off there one time. On. Up against the wall. Well, looks like no go. I started it 3 years ago with some starting fluid. I never put any gas in the carburetor to see if it would work. And, back to square one. fucking thing. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on. Bigger sprite. Okay. Now let's see. Big to small, maybe. Let's try it. See if this fucking thing over. No, just hard to start. Oh well, it runs. Alright, well, we got a little bit, ran around a little bit. Need to get that thing in the right gear. I got it going, but it was a real pain in the butt. Carburetor's dripping gas. The diaphragm on the bottom of the carburetor shot. The carburetor needs to be overhauled, so I'm going to have to order a kit, but it started. It's loud. Holy cow. It just didn't seem like it was geared low enough, so I have to figure out where I am with this bike and what gear I need to be in to get this thing to launch better. I'm going to order a kit, see if I can even find a carburetor kit for this thing. I don't know. So many parts for this little Tecumseh or Toro. Tecumseh motor is obsolete. You can't get parts for them anymore. So let me get on the internet and see if I can find a carb kit for it. Alright, well, this is going to be the end of part 3. It's going. It's running. That seat is like sitting on the end of a 2x4 and not the wide part either. It's very uncomfortable. But hey, it was running. Yay! All right, more to come on part 4.